Good evening and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is January 5th, 2018. My name is Lynn and welcome to Season 5, Episode 1. I'm so glad you could join me. Grab a project and let's make something for the next 60 minutes. As you can see, I'm making progress on my basket quilt. Thank you for everyone's encouragement. Thank you especially, Agnes, for the tip about using the white crayons underneath the crayons. So for anyone out there, if you're doing this, put white on your fabric first, the white crayon, and then color. It keeps the color from seeping into the fabric and you get a brighter, more vivid color. So just something, a tip. Who knew there were tips when it comes to coloring fabric? Anywho, I have, you can see, how many do I have up there? 6, 7, 8. I have 4 more baskets to make. And so that's what I thought I'd do tonight. I have my paper piecing and I have my strips. And what we're going to do is iron the strips and then sew them onto the paper pieces. So grab a project, send pictures of whatever you're working on to lynn@simplycolorful.com. I'd love to see them, love to show them, and love to hear what you're working on. I have had a busy week. I'm sure everyone has. And I'm looking forward to a full day of workshop quilting tomorrow over in Holliston. We're doing the Modern Chopsticks Workshop. So if anyone from Marathon is out there, I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9 o'clock. And we will have some fun. So what I'm doing, in case you didn't see this, we started this 2 weeks ago. I've drawn the basket on this piece of paper, this newsprint. And all I'm doing on the back is starting with my, ooh, look at this. This is already done. Already sewn a strip. I'm trying, you can see how in the middle of the baskets, the strips are lighter. I did that on purpose. I'm trying to make them feel three-dimensional a little bit, thinking the light would hit the basket as it comes out. But it's pretty. It semi-works, I guess. So, given that, well, you know what? No, that's too white. I don't want that white there. Here's a light one. So I'm going to start with a light one in the middle. My goodness, so the cold and the storm is the story this week, hasn't it been? It was unbelievable. Here in Massachusetts, and I know Allie and Wendy down under, you're sweltering, but up here, it was in the single digits today, I noticed. And it's going to be cold the next few days. We had that, what they're calling a bomb cyclone storm. That sound right? Oh, remember when you're paper piecing to put your stitch length down, so you can tear the paper faster or more easily. Oh, the machine sounds awfully loud. I'm going to bring it to Wayside at the end of the month and have them tune it up. Okay. So anyway, the storm came up the eastern coast. We got a foot of snow, and it's been blustering and blowing around. So I'm doing, this is called string piecing, and then I'm doing multiples in a row. So it won't be very exciting as we go, but in 20 minutes, we should have 4 baskets. It's kind of an aha moment once it's all done, because you're doing 4 at a time. Make sure to turn this over. How are your mystery quilts coming? I've been seeing some pictures of on Ringo. Is it on Ringo Lake? Who had snow days this week? And could you, I'm dying to hear who was able to sew. Scissors. Oh, I have things to show you too. In fact, oh, I can't remember who sent it. Remember we were talking about liquid embroidery a few weeks ago? Well, they still sell it in tubes. I wanted to show you that. Okay, so now you can finger press it over. Or I can use my little iron. Probably should use the iron. Something golden happened on this day back in 1933. Does anyone have a guess what that might be? If you know, send me a note, lynn@simplycolorful.com. Our studio audience might know.
Something golden, is that a hint?
Yes. Something golden. Oh, send it to Lynn@simplycolorful.com. Let me check. Who's out there?
Oh, who knew?
Whew. For those of you who might be wondering, I have two of my very best friends from Doll Club. Oh, now my machine is working. Oh, I unplugged it. That's why. You need the foot pedal. Here we go. Hark, who's there? That's right, I was going to check this. Jean says she thinks that they need to meet my friends. I couldn't do it without mentioning them. So I'll give you a little preview. One is named Pat, the other's named Sue.
Do you have to come around?
Only if you want to please the viewers.
I'll come say hi.
And then you can sit. So these are my very best friends from Textile Tarts. And Sarah, if you're out there, look who came to visit.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, quilters.
I'm Sue. That's Pat. Very talented artists.
Thank you.
Thank you. And they're going to be doing the workshop with us tomorrow. And beading. Pat will be beading. Jean says, thank you. Oh, hi, Tarts, she says. And I didn't even mention the name of our guild, did I?
She's tell by looking at us.
You look like a couple parts.
Oh, Jean. We've had a nice time. We actually spent the last couple of hours cutting a couple of kits for tomorrow. So I thank them for being here and doing it. Okay. And by the way, hi, Jean. I was going to see who knew what gold happened. Hi, Becca. FiberCast Heartland Heritage Quilt. So Becca writes, hi, Lynn and FiberCasters. Don't you just love the excitement of starting a new project? Totally. She says, LOL, silly question, I know. It's so true. And those quilt shops, they love it when we start new projects. In fact, Becca goes on, she says, my local quilt shop started a monthly sew-in today called Calendar Girl. Ooh, this sounds fun. She says, we're making our blocks for the quilt show shown below, named Heartland Heritage. Some are using scraps and charm squares. She says she's using charm squares. Some bought fat quarter bundles. The pattern comes packaged as a stand-up desk calendar, and it is inspiring stitches. Here's the pattern in my January block. In freezing Columbus, Georgia. Okay, I'm going to open this up on the bigger screen, Becca. My niece, the one who lives in Alaska, sent a note. It showed in Alaska it was 45 degrees, and where her mother was in Pennsylvania, it was 19. It's amazing. Oh, isn't that cute? That looks fun. So this is the one. Ooh, it has some sewing machines. Very cute. So let's see, which one are you making? Wait a second. Oh, I see. So it's Heartland Heritage Block of the Month Quilt Project. I think there's a second one to download. I know you're yelling at me, Becca, saying, open the second one. Ooh, pretty. There we go. Those are pretty. Very nice. Carol, hi from Chile Natick. She says, hello, Lynn and fellow Fibercasters. TGIF. Hope all are doing well on this chilly Friday night. I'm warming by the candle and under the second co-worker's quilt you quilted for me during the holiday break. I completed one binding last night and will be finishing up the hand binding of the second quilt during tonight's broadcast. Way to go. Carol says, thank you to the long arm division of Simply Colorful for getting me to this point. I'm loving the design. They are beautiful quilts. She says, I'm looking forward to a creative 2018 and hoping for a year of health, happiness, and no UFOs. Be well, happy sewing, Carol O. You too, Carol. No UFOs. I don't think you have a UFO, do you? That is an accomplishment. Okay. So I'll give you another hint. That thing that happened back in
1933.
Thank you, 1933. That from a tart, no less. 1933, the Golden Gate Bridge out in San Francisco was born. Now, what does that mean? Because that's a big project. It says on January 5th, 1933, this is according to the history.com, construction began on the Golden Gate Bridge as workers began excavating 3.25 million cubic feet of dirt for the structure's huge anchorages. Following the gold rush boom that began in 1849, speculators realized the land north of San Francisco Bay would increase in value in direct proportion to its accessibility to the city. It goes on, yada, yada, yada. I want to know when it. So the idea went back as far as 1869. Proposal took root in 1916. San Francisco city engineer Michael O'Shaughnessy, who's also credited with coming up with the name of the bridge, said he could do it for less than 100 million. Oh, James Wilkins said it would be 100 million. Eventually, O'Shaughnessy and Joseph Strauss, said they could build a pure suspension bridge within a practical range of 25 to 30 million. Here's what I wanted to know. So it was born July 5th, 1933. It was completed and opened on May 27th, 1937. The longest bridge span in the world at the time. Very good. And the first public crossing had taken place the day before, so May 26th, when 200,000 people walked, ran, and even roller skated over the new bridge. in 1937. Yikes. Amazing. Just occurred to me, I'm only making 3 of these, not 4, aren't I? Oh, turn off the dinger. Who's dinging? Oh, I wanted to show you. So Linda out there. Linda was asking about the scarf. Linda Huffman asked about the scarf that I was wearing last week. And thank you. My mother did knit it, and she sent over the instructions. It was a free pattern called Mosaic Tile from Ravelry. So, and I think I forwarded you my mother's note, but that's where she found it. Okay, we're getting there. I don't think you'd seen, last week I hadn't done the basket handles, or I just started them. They were fun to color. And now I'm still, you can see I'm still embroidering around several of them. Go. So for tomorrow's workshop, anyone who is coming is bringing 16 fat quarters of a yard, and 8 regular quarters of a yard. And we're going to make the Modern Chopstick pattern, which is really a big stack and whack project. And I'd say the trickiest part of the whole day is what you do is you take 16 fat quarters, you iron them out, you stack them up. 16. And then you take your rotary cutter and a ruler and you just whack a diagonal slit across them all. And you separate them. And then you sew a thin strip in between where you whacked. The hardest part of the whole quilt is making sure that bias doesn't get wonky on you. So you have to be careful when you're sewing on the bias that you don't pull it too tight or too loose. It's not a big deal, but if that's the hardest part of the project, it's a pretty easy project. Okay. So then what you do, after you take those 16 blocks, and I think I did make one on FiberCast in one of our previous 4 seasons. Can you believe we're in our 5th year? Jean and team, thank you. Do you remember after the first year you surprised me with a cake? I about fell over. Anyway, for the 10th anniversary, we'll have to do something similarly big. We broadcast FiberCast from St. Martin before. We broadcasted it from the rim of the Grand Canyon, right? Maybe we'll have to take it on the road and go somewhere. We've been near the Golden Gate Bridge, but we've never broadcasted from the Golden Gate Bridge. We could do that. Could meet up with Diane and Kim and everyone who's up toward Vacaville, up in Northern California. But seriously, I do hope everyone's okay with all these storms and cold. Really. So this is string paper piecing. And you just keep doing this. This is a wonderful thing if you end up with scraps and you like color. It's just fun to see. My iron isn't working all that great. I probably need more. I don't know. But it's just fun to iron them flat and see the colors together. Trying to think what other news there is. I think you knew that I'd been on holiday last week, or mandatory shutdown at work. So last week was lovely. That's nice when you don't work. And so this week, of course, we had the new year on Monday, so no one worked then. So it was only a 4-day week. And some people weren't back yet. So I actually got a fair amount done. Let's look. Okay. This over here. What else happened on this day in history, I wonder? January 5th. I know about a month from now, 50 years ago, something happened. How's that for foreshadowing? So in next week, I will announce, or the week after, I'll tell you what happened 50 years ago, February 4th. So, let me see who's out there. Another tart. The tarts are really at the top of their game. They guessed what is happening, what happened 50 years ago. Okay. Let's see who's out there. Oh, I know. I was going to show you. And I apologize, I missed a few people in the last couple of weeks. Jennifer Kramer, did I say hi to you? Ann H. Oh, I love that you're out there. Hey now, says KB. Hey, hey, hey. I'm glad you can still type. You lose some things, you know, as you age. Some faculties. Oh, my goodness. Marquet. Hi, Marquet. She says, hello, Lynn and FiberCast gang. Happy Friday to you all. Your basket blocks are really pretty. Great job. Thank you. She says, I'm still working on the mystery quilt clues. Hope everyone is staying warm. It is very cold here, only 12 degrees, but I know it could be worse, so I will be happy with what we have. Oh, that's a good attitude. She says, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Happy sewing from Marquet. You too, Marquet. That's one of the things. I didn't show one of your latest sewing machines that you sent. Hey, Lima. Hi, Lima. Lima says, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I'm getting ready as I watch. She says, I was at the farm this week, and as I pulled in, it was -19. Whoa. She says, not so bad if you keep moving. Smiley face. Aw. See you tomorrow. Excellent. Jennifer K. Good guess, but no. She wants to know if February 4th is my birthday. Nope. I celebrated that milestone a while ago. But good guess. You're getting close. Hey, Deb. Deb says, hi, y'all. Hope everyone is keeping warm. I'm doing my best to just that by being under the mystery quilt while putting on the binding. Have a great weekend, Deb. Oh, have to open this up. Oh, I've got it on the wrong system here. Oh, nice. It's a color wheel quilt binding. But, in fact, I bet I have your whole quilt. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Oh, I should show you guys some quilts that I've done. And you'll recognize them. For example, Joyce Rooney. There's one. Oh, it's loading. There's another one. Gina Rooney. This one, oh, I hope I can show this, but it's stunning. Carol.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that nice? It's very geometric.
Ooh,
Isn't that nice?
nice.
Oh, here's an old-fashioned one that we resurrected for Jean
That's pretty.
on the machine.
Oh, nice.
And here is the quilt Deb is working on, I think. It has to load. I don't know why it's loading.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the Scrappy Square Dance mystery that the Color Wheel Quilts group designed.
It's really three-dimensional.
Isn't it?
You're jumping right off the background.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Deb did that for her father.
Very nice.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad you're all out there. It's nice to unwind on a Friday night, isn't it? Okay. Sarah, if you're out there, send us an email. We miss you. Sarah, for those of you who might not know, is another textile tart. What are we working on over there?
I'm beading.
Ooh,
I'm working on that Cellini spiral that I was working on.
ooh, can you show it to us? You should see the work.
I can't remember the name of the woman that developed the pattern, I'm sorry, but it's
Okay.
based,
Oops.
I think she traveled to Italy, and Cellini was a Renaissance architect, and he did columns, and so she named it a Cellini spiral. Here's the point of the center right here.
Oh.
See, and then it goes one way and then it reverses.
Yes.
So I still have a little ways to go to make it. It's pretty, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it is. Can you see that? Wow. That is beautiful.
Thanks.
I am looking forward to when I can see more of your jewelry somewhere. Yep, you will. Ooh, this would be fun to include something that's all right. Well, ooh, there we go. Sometimes if you keep your scraps like that, look at all that effort. We can put this into another basket. And then it looks like you just tediously did all these little pieces. Oh. There we go. Okay. All right, so now we just iron this over. Now, granted, it's all over. See all those jagged pieces? But now we'll take another plain piece of cotton and go use it as a straight edge, and we'll sew along the straight edge. There. We have that. Now I'm going to cut this off, all that extra, because we don't want that bulk once we are quilting it. This is real scrappy quilting, that's for sure. But then once we iron that, and if we gave it some good starch, you can see that just that little scrappy piece just adds a little more interest, a little bit. Yeah, kind of. How are we doing? Let's see who else is out there. Whoa, where does the time go? It flies. Hey, Carol, she has a quick question. Okay. Carol says, as you know, I'm working on hand binding my latest creation, and I'm anxious to know if you don't have the right thread, would you go with a darker or lighter color than the binding? The binding is darker than the backing. Ooh, that is a great question, Carol, and one that I'll answer, but I'd also throw it out to others on the call, like Jean. Jean is like our binding expert. So let me play this again. So we have a, okay, the binding is darker than the backing, and we don't have an exact color to match the binding. The binding is darker than the backing. When in doubt, I always go to gray, and I'd say try to find the darkest gray you could. Is that what you're asking for? If you don't have the right thread, would you go with a darker or lighter color than the binding? Darker. And I'd hide it on the lighter binding on backing. Remember the ladder stitch we talked about? So you don't see it on either side. You just so let's say this is our binding. So Jean, what would you do if you had a dark binding and a light background? Would you go with a darker thread or a lighter thread? I think that's the question. So the ladder stitch, and I know this is hard to see, go in the top, pick up the bottom like 1/8 of an inch, top 1/8 of an inch, bottom 1/8 of an inch. Then when you pull your thread through that, you won't see it. I hope that helps. Again, gray is, anyone have any other thoughts on that? Here we go. Jean. So Carol, Jean says, oh, I'm so sorry that I just got that laugh. I'll share it with you all now. She says, I'd go to Lynn's and borrow thread. Okay, we are getting there. But then, she says, I would lay both choices against both fabrics and see what was less noticeable. Spot on. That's the right. Thank you, Jean. Yep. You know, just pull your thread on top. Like take your thread and do like this. And then stand back and see which one's less noticeable. Okay, so we are almost done with our paper piecing of our baskets. And that might be all we get done tonight. Okay. Oh, I like this plaid. Iron that a little bit more.
Can I ask you what kind of an iron you have?
Of course. It is a steam fast. My friend Chris Myers got it at, I think the person came and demoed it at the Guild.
Nice.
Huh. I like it. I'll try and find out where she got it.
That would be fabulous.
We could Google it.
Good.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. One more here. Let's get a bigger, darker one. ding. One more here. Who's out there? Oh, Carol says, Chris. Oh, that's funny. You mentioned the other lady's name just as many times. Are they even in the name count? Oh, that's funny. Carol, you're the winner tonight. Our viewers count how many times I say their name.
Oh.
So sometimes I'll get notes from one saying, please say my name. I love it. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure I say hi to everyone who's out there. Getting there. Ha! Jean, you're on a roll. So Carol, Jean wants to know if you're on Chris's payroll. If anyone's on anyone's payroll. Okay, now, although I am, oh, that's why I'm going the wrong way on my mailbox. That's when you know it might be time to put away the sewing, put away the rotary cutter. I was going the wrong way on my email. Okay, Wendy down under. She says, hello, Lynn and everyone. I hope everyone is well, and I see in the news you have some snowstorms your way, Lynn. Yes, we do. We have the complete opposite here in Northold, Australia. It's hot, hot, hot. We've had up to 48 degrees lately. Oh, my goodness. Hello, Lynn's friends. Lucky you to be friends with this lovely lady.
Aww, yes, we think so.
Absolutely.
Aw. I would give anything to meet you all. Oh, come see us. Really. I know we've come over. You can stay here. Okay. So she says, I've been waiting for the birth of Tiffany's baby. It's due any day. Have been making microwave bowls, which seem so popular. Love the baskets, Lynn. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Wendy in Australia. Good luck. Let us know about Tiffany and her baby. Jennifer, hi. She says, I'm happy to see you. I was wondering how you fared during the storm. Just fine. We didn't lose power. She says, I hope your mom and family are fine as well. They are. We just have had bitterly cold weather, but no snow. We've not been above freezing for 2 weeks. That's super unusual for us here in the Piedmont of North Carolina. Wow. She says, however, the kids had a snow day yesterday, but we didn't get any snow. There was snow in the southeast part of our county, but nothing in the northwest where we live. My kindergartner was so confused, as your kindergartner should be. She says, tonight I'm cleaning my sewing room, enjoying your FiberCast. I think the golden has to do with the bridge in San Francisco. Maybe construction was finished. Stay warm, Lynn and FiberCasters. Jennifer, you win. I'm reading my emails backwards, so Jennifer was right. It is the bridge, and it was the start of it. 2 more. Carol Bell over in England. It's late. I'm glad you're up. She says, I'm working on. Oh, look at you. On Ringo Lake, the mystery quilt. Look at those. Yeah. Love it. Carol says, hope you all have had a good week and have gotten the shock of going back to work. Yes. I have to say, I hate being woken up by alarm clocks and really enjoy the days I do not need them. Yes, me too. We've had some stormy weather over here, but while it has been very windy and some rain, but luckily no snow. That's good. Over in Yorkshire, England. She says, we've had some, okay. I'm still working on Ringo Lake. I'm currently making 200 double flying geese units, although it's not so bad as we've already made the single flying geese and are just sewing them together. That's good. As soon as I had made a few of these units, I put together a couple blocks. Oh, that's stunning. That is going to be quite the quilt. Thanks for sharing. Linda, hi, Linda Griffin. She says, nice to be live with you tonight. Yes, she says, I'm actually working on Ringo Lake project. I finished 26 of the 50 blocks, put on hold for an emergency surgery, gallbladder removal. Oh my goodness. Are you okay? She says, but I'm somewhat caught up now. Well, good. Take care of yourself. I hear that's very painful. She says, I love your basket blocks and the way you decided to do the handles. Very pretty. Thank you. I hope you and the rest of the FiberCasters have a nice weekend. And she says, hi, Pat and Sue.
Hi.
Linda G. from sunny California in her quilt haven. Okay. let us just do a couple more of these, and then we will conclude tonight's FiberCast. Really, I'm going to get my machine cleaned so it's not so noisy. Noisy. Somehow I've lost two of these. All right. So believe it or not, that will become a basket. One. Ooh. There's another. I think we're not going to do that one tonight. We're only going to do 3 baskets tonight. This one I only had done 2. There's always another day. Okay, so there's the makings of another basket. God bless you. And there is another one. So we have the makings of 3 more baskets. And I have my crayons. Did everyone get your crayons? Go to the Simply Colorful website if you need crayons and click through to Amazon to buy some if you need some. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed this hour as much as I have. It's always fun. I can't believe we're in the 5th year. Thanks for being there and doing this with me. And thanks to Pat and Sue for being here.
Thanks for inviting us.
We will report back on tomorrow's Modern Chopstick Workshop. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye. Keep on sewing.